No, but I just want to know the feeling. I mean, give it to me in your best emotional way you can. To just let me get that feeling of what you felt when you walked in space.
Wow. Yeah. I don't think I have to say anything. Yeah. Yeah. So I alluded to it a little bit, but let me see if I can add a little color. I think that's what you want. I am Christian. I was a Christian before I went into space. I can tell you this, that I believe there's been an astronaut that has not experienced going into space and seeing what I described earlier and not been changed by that event. When I did my spacewalk, it was on my second mission, so I'd already had the experience of the liftoff and that whole experience. And on my first mission, we did 91 different investigations. It was real busy. We actually had a telescope. We looked further in the Milky Way. It was amazing to see. I saw Saturn for the first time from space. It was incredible. Right? And it's something most people, especially normal people, like to use a telescope and look at Saturn and the planets. I waited till I got into space to do that, but it was pretty awesome. On my second flight, we got to go to the Russian space station. There we visited other human beings who had been in space for almost a year. And I have beautiful pictures as we did our close approach of the human being who had spent the most time in space, 422 days, looking out the porthole of the window, waving, and we waved back at him. And then following that, before we came home, I got a chance to do the spacewalk. I donned a 350-pound suit, which of course didn't weigh anything in space. And I was in the period of the airlock for 4 hours. Many people don't realize that we actually get into the suit. It takes about 2 hours to get into the suit, prep time, and then you spend 4 hours hanging in the airlock, breathing 100% oxygen to wash out the nitrogen in your body and keep you from getting decompression sickness when you go outside. So it's just a reverse of being a diver, being a submariner, just a reverse of that. But I remember it was time to go out, and we got the go from mission control. And I opened up the hatch, and when I opened up the hatch of the door, we fly upside down to the Earth. What I saw was the Earth whizzing by at 17,500 miles an hour. One of the things I failed to tell you is that 17,500 miles an hour, we can go around the world every 90 minutes. At 17,500 miles an hour, you get to see a sunset or sunrise. So imagine that. I spent 5 hours on my spacewalk, so we got to see a lot of sunsets and sunrises from outside. Up to this point, I had only seen the Earth through the triple pane glass of the spaceship. And now I'm stepping out for the very first time. The first sensation that I had was that Earth was going to grab me, and it felt like I was falling. But realizing within an instant that I couldn't fall because I was traveling just as fast as a spaceship and being essentially a human satellite going around the Earth. The next sensation that I had was one of sheer movement from just looking at the ground. So we try not to look at the ground too often when we're out there, especially when we're moving from place to place. We spent 5 hours, about 4 hours doing our job. At the end of that 4 hours, we had an hour we finished early, where then I got on the end of the robotic arm, got lifted up above the payload bay, where I had a nice view of the crew down below, with them looking at me from that triple pane glass, waving at them, and I waved back. And then behind them was this planet Earth, as I've already described, big blue ball. Why blue? Because the Earth is mostly white. Many people don't realize that when we look down at the Earth, we really don't look at land very often. It's some ocean, but it's wonderful. And the land is usually covered with clouds because of the condensation, the heating from the Earth. And then behind that is this sea of stars, primarily the Milky Way. Just incredibly beautiful. And I have to tell you, I felt about this big from this notion that I am in this small ship, actually I went in at the time, in this spacesuit, hanging out, and just skimming the atmosphere in this huge universe. really felt that big. And then suddenly I went from being that big to being larger than life with this realization that I was doing something very few people got a chance to do. That I got a chance to walk in space, one of 400 people who've ever gone into space, 50 people who've ever done a spacewalk, one of 16 now African Americans who've walked in space. And on that particular mission became the first African American in space. It was powerful from that standpoint, empowering for me, empowering for African Americans, but also empowering for humans who have accomplished the feat where we can leave the earth and see, as I said, the earth as God sees it. So that whole experience just reaffirmed my belief that there is a creator, that there is something greater than us, and that if there is something greater than us, and if I can do the things that I have done as an individual in this world, how important am I? How important are you in this whole universe? So again, I'll leave, I know this is the last question, with this call to action, individual call to action. You need to figure out what your role is in this universe. Not just on planet Earth, in this universe. If you do that, and if you have that passion, you go after it with that passion that Linda talked about, you can't be defeated. No one will be able to stop you. No course will be able to keep you from accomplishing whatever dream it is that you want to do. You are powerful.